Greeks. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I was gonna put this in the title, but kind of stay away from it. But the dollar, I don't know if anyone's heard about that. There's like a bit of a currency war going on. Somehow we'll survive it. Somehow we'll, at least for the U.S., because that'll kind of screw up the whole world too. It feels like so. I don't know. So we'll just. There's a little bit of a like the dollar is going to be replaced. Of course, that's been going on forever too. So, but by digital currencies and all that, but I wouldn't. Yeah, some are manipulating that energy. But either way, we'll find some way to survive that without putting it in the title and everything, making it a subject matter. It is kind of a big deal, though. Yeah, we're going into some kind of bizarre timeline currently. So we have the World War II NASA connection. Of course, World War II is a kind of like an alien psyop for it to be even started. And of course, there's different points of view of it. Like, I was never too big on the after the atomic bomb, the call for the aliens to come and reincarnate here. It's like, I don't know. It sounds like more propaganda. I mean, they're already here. It's just that nobody was really listening to anything. So I don't know. It's like a mythical fluff energy there. But yeah, because they're always there. I mean, a lot of beings were not listening to what was going on. World War II was to bring us where we are right now in the land of chaos. Well, about the internet, about technologies, medical devices, and everything. NASA. So World War II is a very bizarre war. It was not normal. So yeah, out with the old, in with the new. Just a very strange time. So there was definitely alien energies behind that, even to start the war. And of course, they would get karma for starting it. Different alien races. One of them was the Nordic beings that was involved. There was others. You can say the Nordics took it to a whole new level, destroyed themselves to a certain level. So somebody has to do it. Somebody has to destroy themselves. So I don't know if you even hear about that in your secret space program, people. I don't think they talk about that. I guess they can go all over the place with that, actually. But anyway, imagine have their own versions of everything. But one of them is like the Nordic beings are, kind of like the alien beings that set the World War II in motion. Got a lot of karma for it, and some of them became extremely corrupt. I just see the Aryan race and all that, so which also connects us to Atlantis and all that. And the world got really weird, with Atlantean myth and all that. So, and now all we have is just a quiet, whistleblowers are shut down. Everything's just very like on the UFO level is just propaganda at this point. So everything's kind of closed out. So either way, we'll take head to World War II frequencies and NASA connection, because even that got kind of strange, because NASA, like with it 2008, 2009, 2012, whatever it was, so they shut down NASA, and all of a sudden our astronauts went to Russia to go to space. At least that's what we're told. Maybe they got on a spaceship in the sea and went into space. Who knows? Whatever. But there wasn't a Russian connection there. Of course, you're not going to hear that right now. So Russia's the bad guy. So whatever. Yeah, that's the story we're being told. And also the Aztlan, I just call it the Aztlan myth. It's connected to, there's probably a better way of pronouncing it. I'll just keep it simple. Connected to the Aztec, which I didn't know about. The myth about underground people, giants, dragons, and basically, and there is with the Aztec. I feel a lot of them are actually in Peru. Like a lot of it went to Peru after. I just get a Peru energy currently. Now, yeah, they were in North America, of course, and underground energies. There's a lot of Martian energies connected to them also. And then there's the Earth's core, the inner sun. What's happened to that frequency? And everybody has their own point of view, or well, not everybody, but I think it's healthy to have different points of view. Not one point of view has to connect with everybody. When you start telling everybody your point of view is the way of the land, and that's when manipulation starts. So many people here, we're always going to have our own viewpoints of everything. So, well, going into all details on that. So it's just, are we in a matrix? Are we in a dome? Are we this? And I think that's all healthy to look at things differently for sure. Because we all have different experiences, different memories. Just for whatever reason. It's just just don't hear about some of these things on a mainstream level. The World War II, you probably don't hear much about that. Not really. Without going into details of why. Maybe because it's just not exciting for some. But it is the root of our modern era. And what is it? 1950s, at least the mentality there. It's not fully as strong as it used to be, but we're still kind of off of 1950s ideas and how society is, at least in the US, even around the world to a certain level, where it's supposedly at peace. Of course, they talk about the time of bomb, we're going to blow ourselves up and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a little bit of a, you can't just live a peaceful life. We have to have the boogeyman there somewhere. We create one every once in a while. Now we have like the economy is the boogeyman, and we had Osama bin Laden, and yada yada yada. It's wherever we can create. Just a giant TV show. So yeah, now we have Bud Light. Jeez. Yeah. These are the times, huh? Of course, we also have these intelligence agencies. The British has MI6, and you have US CIA and whatever other groups they have connected to them. They're not going to let the US go down, unless they don't need it anymore. So it's not going to go away. Seriously, there are some of just, and of course there's other intervention going on too. It's not just, there is an alien intervention. There's spiritual, the spirit realms. So that all has there is some, they're not going to let us go down without a fight, you could say. There is definitely a decline in the U.S. Doesn't mean that we're going to wash away anytime soon. Okay, so we'll see where all that goes. And the Aztec myth. Well, that's from the ET origins, and even the inner sun energy is from that too. So it's been a while since I've connected to the inner sun. All right, we'll see where we get here, if we get anywhere. We'll see. Okay. All right, so I have a ton of comment prayer sessions. We have the schedule. We have the shop here. Webinar tomorrow, social network behind the scenes, archive, and ET origins. You can submit. Also have the chat. When you log in, you see the chat. So, all right. So if all systems go, yep. So far so good. All right, Captain World War II, the alien energies just is a psyop. I mean, kind of yes, kind of no. It all depends on how you look at it. Um, they're definitely influence there. Like I said, the ones that helped us get to where we are, they watched themselves implode. Like I see with the Aryan races that were involved with trying to take over humanity. Well, they got corrupted by it. That wasn't the mission. The mission wasn't trying to take over humanity. The idea was to move it to where we are right now with technology. Not that it would be perfect, and it's far from it. How we have AI trying to take over us and everything. It's like, yeah, what's there, right? It's a never-ending story. Yeah. So, okay. So we have World War II energies, Osla, myth, Aslan, myth, however you pronounce that, and the Earth, the inner Earth's sun frequency. So, all right, blessings. Here you go. Greetings, we have the Palladians. Blessings. Well, there are some alien groups that feel like they failed humanity in their past, in your past, our past, and they have like an obligation to help this earth, and not just that, just humanity in general, just to for humanity, survival of humanity. The aliens see it much differently. Uh, we, our perspective, we can see the insides of how your world works easier than you can see it because obviously you have to live it. You know the pressures of reality, and the last thing you're thinking is humanity going to survive this? So us as an alien species, we're assisting you that you will survive it, even if it's not perfect. We make mistakes ourselves. The reason we're bringing it up is some of you, it's just the idea is to jog memories for some of you to remember your connection with the earth. It doesn't mean it has to be on a galactic level. It can be on an angelic level, a spiritual level, however you want to connect. But for the alien energies, not that we're just obligated, just like our right, our purpose. Like if we don't help you, what happens to us? So there's more to it than that, than just saying if humanity will survive, but humanity needs like a fighting chance. And at the time of World War II, it's like the World War II is an opportunity to help evolve society. It was just everything came into place. Now, was this a plan from the very beginning? World War One was involved. Yes, there was even before that. There's been many attempts for technology to truly come into your society and move you along, and they failed. World War One was actually one of those, but it was like the beginning stages. World War Two was always in the yes and no. It was and it wasn't, to kind of see where humanity was going to go. And the reason we're bringing this for some of you to just jog your memory if it's needed to be jogged at all, and you wonder why you're here at all, here to steer the consciousness to a better level. Even if yes, those are trying to hijack your realms, this is the artificial intelligence. AI isn't necessarily trying to take over your world. It's just some that wanted to take over your world. And it doesn't mean AI. I mean, AI will do whatever it's programmed to do, just like humans. Humans are doing what they're programmed to do to a certain level. Some of you break out of the program. Many have not understood how to do that just yet. Well, they feel that yes, the life of normalcy. Especially if you're raising kids, there's a normalcy. Now, some of you live in two different worlds. You live in the normal human life and you live in the spiritual life. So you're living technically a double life, which is not easy, but navigating both, it's doable, as you call it. And more of this will increase over time. You'll have your secret life of understand the alien realms, understanding cloning to a certain level. Obviously, you're not seeing it here in the physical. Some feel like something's odd there. When you go into the astral realms, it's what your soul needs to, Either you've been studying it or you want that, to become more known. Cloning, the secret space programs, which are several, but those are very hard to prove, as you can see. Oh, obviously, your regular lives is more important, your survival right now. And there are beings here trying to confuse society, of course, that's always going to happen. And this is like one of the toughest times because it's really, yeah, humanity is kind of losing their identity. Some are, at least. Some are becoming more galactic, maybe not for the best reasons, but and it's just, yes, you're in the era of confusion. You're in the era of survival before, so, but in this time of basically going into a more galactic unity, connecting more to your higher selves or higher dimensional realms, they're bringing in more of a. It doesn't mean you'll have the answer to all your myths here. Your World War II, for example, is always going to be. Your intuition will tell you one thing, but it's not going to tell you everything for obvious reasons. Well, it's also for your own health. Some of you, yes, can tap into what's really going on, but can you bring it here in the physical? Probably not. So, some of you have some ideas of what's going on behind the veil, but you can't prove it. You can't fully see it all. Oh, it's like I said, it's for your own health protection. There's sacred knowledge you can bring here, but will it do you any good? So I think that's what your spiritual communities have to learn. As many are reaching for knowledge that is unreachable. It doesn't mean you can't try to reach for it, but is society ready for it? Are you ready for it? Do you have proof? Do you want proof? Sometimes it's better not to have any proof. Because you do have proof and everyone's pointing at you, like the cloning situation. What if you do figure that out and you do make it known and now you have an audience? Maybe an unwanted audience for that matter. So it's just some are living in you're living into a time also of mythical truth, meaning many are creating their own myths. And it's not quite understand. Just like in the ancient times that's happened. So it's happening currently. The secret space programs are going through their little mythology currently because you can't grab on. So it's a journey of the soul, and you decide where it goes. Yes, a lot of your astronauts are not, they don't really remember your your astronauts from the 1960s. They don't always remember what they saw. Their minds have been so twisted during that time. And they say aliens, or some did, some didn't, and some of them are just living like in psychosis. Obviously, you're not around anymore for the most part. But memories can also be implanted too. Just remember that. But there is some truth out there for sure. What happened there? First connections to the moon and all that. It's just air energies there that are protected. Obviously, some feel like they have the truth of it all, but there's always another line that has not been said for obvious reasons. For your own health, let's put it that way. Gracie, we are the Aztlanian myth. Yes, your connection to Aztecs, but also other alien races, basically to bring sacred knowledge here. Basically, the fundamentals of your humanity. Basically, alien energy spirit beings wanted to know what it feels like to be a human. So we were an entry point for souls. And some of you can remember those time periods. Yes, living a primitive life here. Quite extraordinary also. Well, you felt also free. It's like you have a human body, you don't know what to do with it. And you can build things with it, have strange thoughts. Because a lot of beings that incarnate as human never been a human before. So there was a peaceful time on the earth, of course. Of course, as long as they didn't have invaders. But when you're Spanish, during your American wars, you can say it came in. Well, that was also to clear out the past. There was agendas there to just basically, hide the ancient realms to a certain level. They didn't hide everything, but they're a little bit scared also. And when the Spanish come to the central to the Americas, they were pretty afraid of what the Aztecian energies were, and just obviously that's why they wiped them out for the most part. Of course, there was disease at the same time. But some of you that can remember these time periods of early human life, of just basically living in a body, it's just so unusual. Because well, some of you it's a dense energy. Some of you have been humans in your past, but you've been able to do more with it. Here, it's more physical. Just you have tools to build. You try to use your mind, and yes, you can create with your mind, but still, you have to use tools to build what you want. Because many do incarnate as a human on other realities, and can just create with their mind and don't even have to use their hands. So this is quite unique for many souls incarnate here. And some of you, yes, can remember this past. There's going to be a confusion of the past because there are agendas to keep the history locked, forgotten. Basically, it's kind of like controlling, just like the Atlantean myths, it's control everything. Your current secret societies. Well, they have the knowledge and they don't want anyone else, and they don't even understand the knowledge themselves. There's a lot of things they don't quite understand. They just know they have the power technically, but they're also paranoid. So many of you going more into your inner selves, connected to the past, is knowledge even they don't have. Doesn't mean they're not listening. Some of them are. Well, they find you. Let's put it that way. And basically, you're uncovering the myths of reality through your own energy. Of course, eventually society itself will start to question their own reality. Many are so you want what spirituality is. Well, it's defined by everyone different, but yes, you can say it's going back to your origins, why you came here, and sometimes that question can't be answered because maybe you're not ready to hear it. Maybe it'll take you out of your life altogether, which it can. But for some of you, it's time to know. You might not have all the knowledge of it, but you have some kind of, connection to the past. Well, the reason is you come full circle. Like, do you have to incarnate as a human anymore? It's like graduation. When you start realizing your Earth's past, and you start like the knowledge comes to you, you might get guidance of clarity, but overall you're connecting more to your graduation from the physical realms. At least this one doesn't mean you're done with the planet. You might incarnate in some other form, not necessarily human. When you feel like you don't need this human incarnate, now some feel like they don't need it anymore because nothing's going right for them. And that's also a part of an exit plan, but not always. Sometimes you just the one can't get their life to turn around. So it's different ways of looking at that. But some of you are on graduation where you don't have to have this human incarnation anymore. It's just not. It's done its deal, and you are working on a next level of your spiritual path. Greetings. We are your inner son, inner child of the earth. Well, basically, consciousness of the earth, what the earth do as it needs to do, for whatever reason. Doesn't mean we have to agree or even have a thought to agree, but the idea we come here for existence, just to exist, and to help human life or any life for that matter, for whatever you need to go through here. Obviously, everyone has their own path. Some are, yes, getting more confused. Some are just living everyday life in the now, just to live in the now. Literally just not worrying about the future, past, whatever that's coming in. And some of you are just digging into, some of this delusion energy, some of are digging into whatever they want to create. I mean, you go into someone's thoughts and their minds, and you go into the realm they created, and there is kind of a trapping there, but that's for you, for many to go, many justify their delusional thinking, which is also quite the experience to even see that. So there's no wrong way of doing anything here. Of course, you might decide that on your own, but the earth is very neutral to let everything experience what it needs to experience. Just let it all happen, whatever it might be. Now, the world will still be here no matter what. It's not going anywhere. There's some agendas, of course, and well, some of your elite beings feel that humans are kind of taking their time, maybe too much time, and need to evolve. And then they try to help humans evolve, and it comes back to them. Like humanity is warning from trickster energies to, yes, evolve very slowly. It's just like coming here is like taking things, not for everybody, but many, to take things very slow, because in the higher dimensions, you're just constantly moving. And some of you are having that problem here. You're just so used to things happening fast. And you come here and everything's dead stop. Not every world can be going forward. And there are many worlds that actually go backwards more than this one. This one's has other connections behind it, but has agendas, of course. There's other worlds that just go slow, but they don't have all these agendas. There's like one agenda everywhere you get, as you can see. Your was it your post office, your postal people have agenda. Some of them do. Yeah, stop sending mail or send us more mail, whatever it is. Just give me a reason to be here. So yes, yes, the weather people that tell the weather are quite humorous. It's kind of a yes, you do have some silly jobs here. You can say the weatherman's kind of a funny one. It's just yeah, it's you have to pay somebody to look at the sky, which is quite the feat there. That's quite that's fascinating to see that. But do you really need somebody to do that? Obviously, if it's involved with the agendas, it makes even more sense. But when you remove all the agendas, who cares where the weather goes? Yes, the economy has an agenda. But if you remove a lot of these agendas, just go with the life, flow with life. If you just feel, as many of you know, more freely here, it doesn't mean the world will be out without its problems, but some of you will feel very liberated. Obviously, as many souls are, you come here to uh, having freedom of what you want is obviously not the agenda of this world. Yes, many do need like a job to experience what they need. If they had nothing better to do, what would they do with themselves? You have to kind of get rid of society in general. You clear out all of the agendas and just go about in the woods somewhere. And you can connect to higher dimensional knowledge. And some of you know that. But even some of you that can connect to higher dimensional knowledge, once again, is the world ready for it? Is society ready for it? Because many would just be chasing each other around. It's trying to, for romantic reasons or whatever reason, just go back to a playful frequency. And many of the beings here, you'll realize, aren't that interested in the spirit realms. They're just kind of still, they go after their needs, their wants. So doesn't mean it's an agenda. It's just that their priorities is not the astral realms. That's some of it is for you. So you're warning this world from different points of view. So, but the inner Earth sun frequency is there for all aspects of life. Of course, there's alien life. There are giant frequencies. The giants. Eventually, your society will welcome giants back into its consciousness. Just not yet. All of a sudden, you'll see it. You already see kind of giant people already. But eventually, you'll see bigger people. Eventually. Because all of a sudden, there's a big person right there. And then they're getting bigger and then bigger. Doesn't mean you're going to redo the past. No. It just haven't come to a timeline where that's part of the human experience. And eventually, yes, we'll go into the alien energies when that time comes. Maybe you're building those realities. Some of you are, yes, hundreds of years ahead of your time with the alien energies. So,